Hey there, it's Jazz. So today I want to show you the process on how you can know whether a product will sell or not. As a beginner, it might be super overwhelming because we give you so much information like how to read a Keepa chart or the softwares we use to find products. But today I want to show you and give you the resources. That way, whether you use softwares or you don't, you know exactly how to pick a product that will actually make you some profit. And the reason why I'm making this video is because I realize we don't give you that process on how to know whether a product is good or bad. So I'm going to be giving you a guide that you can start using whenever you are sourcing, whether you're doing online or retail arbitrage. Now in this video, I'm going to be showing you my 3-step process on how I know whether a product is profitable. So whether you're doing online or retail arbitrage, this would work for all of that. I'm going to be showing you exactly my process on how I know whether I should buy this product or stay away from it. When I first started selling on Amazon in 2017, I was reselling used books from Goodwill, and I had no clue whether this product would sell or not. All I knew was, does it make me profit and what was the sales rank? But I didn't know any of the little details or the process that you have to go through to know whether this product is a profitable product or is just gonna sit in the warehouse for months. Now, when I am walking you through this process, I will be showing you real products that I found on Amazon and on Walmart. That way you have a good understanding on what I'm talking about, especially when I am comparing both of them. That way when you are in the process, you have a good understanding. So with that being said, I would recommend for you to watch until the end, because everything that I'm going to talk about here in this video is the foundation for you to start sourcing for products to be able to resell on Amazon and become a successful Amazon seller. Now, if you're new to the channel, I have created a free course here on YouTube on how to sell on Amazon as an FBA seller from A to Z, whether you are a beginner or advanced. I will be creating videos based on my experience and how I can benefit you. So I would be extremely grateful if you subscribed and hit the like button if I end up bringing you any value. And with all of that being said, let's get to it. Now I want to go ahead and take you to my screen. I have created a PowerPoint, and today we're going to talk about how to know if a product is profitable. So want to go ahead and go over something very simple, which is what is the profitable product equation. This is something that you need to know. I just want to go over it, that way we have a foundation. So for you to know whether a product is profitable, you first want to go ahead and know how much you can actually sell it on Amazon. The listing price is just what the price is on Amazon. For example, if you want to go ahead and start selling this Vaseline on Amazon, it'll probably range around $10 to $12. That is the listing price. Now, when you are trying to figure out whether you can make profit on this, you're going to want to know how much are you going to pay for this product and how much are you going to pay for the FBA fees, right? Because you are keeping this product in a warehouse and you're also using the employees that are going to be shipping and making sure that this arrives to the customer, and they're also going to deal with customer service. So let's pretend that this is $10, right? And let's say that you bought this for $2. So in reality, your listing price is $10. You subtract your $2 plus your FBA fees, could range around $3 to $4. So right there, let's say together it would be $5. So $10 minus 5, you will make a profit of $5. Now, it may vary depending on the product and how much you paid for, but most of the time you will always use this equation when it comes to searching for profitable products. Now, I do want to include that being an FBA seller does mean you pay higher fees because you are storing your products in a warehouse. So you're basically paying for that. You're also paying for the employee labor, which is the customer service, them shipping it, them doing everything they need to do for it to go to the customer. And on top of that, you also have to pay your expenses, your boxes, your stickers, your tape, including if you use your own time or someone else's time as well. We've got to remember that Amazon is still a business, whether you are doing this as a side hustle or you're trying to become a full-time Amazon seller. Now, before I go over my 3-step process on how to know whether a product is profitable, I do want to go ahead and go over some of the red flags, some of the things you want to consider before you continue your process to know whether this is going to make you profit or not. Now, the first red flag is products not listed on Amazon, meaning you can't find no data. The product is not sold on Amazon. And I gave you guys here an example. This is one from Walmart. I just randomly found it and I was trying to see if I can find it on Amazon. couldn't find it. So that means it's not listed on Amazon. Now, why is this something that is a red flag? Well, if you are a online or retail arbitrage, your goal is to resell products as quickly as possible, right? So when you are trying to sell a product that is not listed on Amazon and you try to list it yourself, you really don't have any data whether this product is going to sell or not, which is a huge red flag, especially as a beginner, because you can list this product, but you also don't know if the brand itself can come to you and say, hey, you can't list this on Amazon, right? So there are many different factors that you can go over, but to me, I see this as a red flag, especially if you are at Walmart scanning products, or at Marshalls or TJ Maxx, and it's not coming up, it's not pulling up. You've already searched the name, the UPC code. You can't find it on Amazon. Most of the time, people want to go ahead and create a new listing. Just know that you don't have any data to back you up whether this product is going to actually sell. And you also get to remember that you have capital tied up to each product. So if you spend $2 on this product, you won't get that $2 back until someone buys it. It could be months, it could be weeks, it could be days. So that's something that you should consider every time you are looking for a product, because you are tying your capital to a specific product and you will not get it back, and you don't know what kind of products you can find in the future that can actually make you more money than tying you up in a product that you listed yourself on Amazon. Now, the second red flag that I see a lot of beginners do is they do not make sure that the products are identical. And this is something that I almost made a mistake. I almost bought 100 units of this because it was good. It was a good profitable product. As you can see here, this one is Mr. Coffee and so is this one. They are basically the same. Mr. Coffee 12 cup maker, easy black. As you can see here, it's the same thing. Mr. Coffee 12 cup coffee maker black, right? But they are not the same. If you take a close look, the logo itself is completely different. This one is more cursive. This is more, just plain, like simple writing. And on top of that, the structure of the product itself is not similar. So what can happen is you might have customers who would accept this one, but in reality, if they don't, they're going to be returning it back to Amazon, and you're going to have to deal with refunds, and you're also going to have to deal with Amazon returning those products to you. So not only are you going to have money tied up in this product, but you're also going to go through the process of waiting for someone to buy it. And then when someone does buy it, you're going to have to go through the process of it being through a refund. And once it does hit the Amazon warehouse, it can take weeks. And once it hits the warehouse, Amazon is going to go ahead and check it. And if it does not match what is on the Amazon's page, they're going to go ahead and send it back to you. And the name of the game when it comes to Amazon is capital is king, right? You need that capital to buy products, to be able to continue the whole cycle of being able to buy, sell, repeat, use that profit, because at the end of the day, it is a business and you do need to keep your lights on. So when it comes to this, just make sure that everything matches up, even the whole logo. Now, another red flag that a lot of beginners don't understand or see is when you are doing FBA, there are higher fees when it comes to storage. So the one thing that you have to look out for is products that are heavy and huge, like this couch. This is something that an FBM Amazon seller can actually go ahead and do. It's a whole different route. You can still make money even though you still have to pay for shipping and all of that good jazz. But in reality, when you are an Amazon FBA seller, selling products that are huge just don't make sense, because you have to pay the storage fee at Amazon. You also have to pay Amazon FBA fees for them to also ship it from their warehouse to the customer. And you also have to pay shipping for it to go from your house to the Amazon warehouse. And that can get really pricey, because sometimes it can range between 60 cents per pound. But when it comes to a couch and when it comes to boxing it, it can be a whole mess. So I would recommend for you to stay away from heavy, huge products unless you're going to do it through FBM. And I know that you can do it, but just make make sure that if you're going to be selling these things, do it from your home, do it from FBM, not FBA, because the numbers won't make sense. But just also remember that it can also make sense to sell a couch if you are an FBM seller, because all you're going to be doing is shipping this product from your house to the customer. You're not going to have to pay any storage fees at the Amazon warehouse. You're going to have to pay any Amazon FBA fees. So it's going to be a little bit cheaper on that side. Just know it's going to be a little bit more work when it comes to shipping products like this. Now, another red flag when it comes to sourcing for products is people don't realize that there are some hazmat rules. Amazon does not allow specific products, and they do actually have some products under search. There are a lot of products that do have batteries in it that Amazon has to double check and make sure that it's not dangerous for their employees and for anyone who is driving the trucks. So I want to go ahead and take you to the Amazon page itself and kind of show you exactly what I mean. So if you just go to seller.com and just go for hazmat, they will actually show you everything you need. And like I said right here, you are allowed to sell, you are allowed to sell cameras, battery chargers, you're allowed to sell speakers, headphones, but there are some things that you can't sell. Like, for example, you can't sell anything that has explosive, toxic gas, any infectious substance, but they also have specific products that may be regulated as dangerous goods. So you want to go up here and check, because you can see right here, they have some hats and vests with chargeable batteries that they have to actually regulate. They also have a lot of like babies grooming and skincare that they don't allow. Also, this has happened to me before, where I was first starting and I was at Marshall's and I didn't realize that there are some hairsprays that they do not allow. So I wasn't able to sell the hairsprays. You can't sell some hair dye, some perfumes, some nail polish, only because it is a dangerous product where it can cause it to go on fire or be in danger to their employees in case something does go wrong. So just know that they are just trying to keep everything, from them not getting sued and them not causing any harm to anyone. And the funny thing here is that there are some songbooks and ebooks that you can't sell. I'm not sure. I think it's mainly because it goes against their values, but I'm not 100% sure why those are there. But as you can see here, you are kind of still going to be regulated with cell phones. I know you can sell cell phones, but just know that you're going to have to go through a whole process. And you can go here and just look at all the different things, because you will realize when you are trying to sell something, it's going to tell you like Amazon does not allow you to sell this, not because you are restricted, but it's because it's a hazmat good. And when it comes to the hazmat, you kind of want to look at it as the perspective of being in the food industry, where you do have certain rules when it comes to keeping your food fresh, where you're not going to cause any harm to people when it comes to having raw meat out for too long. So it's similar, it's just a different business model and a different company in a different industry, but it's similar. Hazmat is similar to the food industry. Now, another red flag is if it doesn't have a buy box. So the buy box is this thing over here. If you don't know what that is, that's just whenever you're going to buy something on Amazon, it'll tell you the price on the side and it's a little square rectangle. That is the buy box. That is what the seller that is basically winning that buy box, so they're getting the most out of it. And as you can see here, the pink is the buy box, so there is no buy box. And my perspective and how I see this is the buy box is not consistent. There is a lot of new Amazon sellers coming in and coming out, taking the price or selling it at high prices. So in reality, you want to be careful on products like this, because if there is not a consistent buy box, then there's something going on with this product. And now this is just an example. This actually has a consistent Amazon seller who is selling at a specific price, but you want to be careful when you are buying products that don't have a buy box, that don't have a consistent price, because in reality you might buy something for a price and you have a break-even price, and in reality there's going to be some Amazon sellers who are going to go below that, and this is where you're going to be losing a lot of money because you don't have that consistent pricing and you have a lot of new Amazon sellers coming in. Now this is another red flag, but this is something that I have and I still do. I still sell products that Amazon is on it. But I want to go ahead and kind of like break that down, because you're going to see some Amazon sellers who are like, don't go on listings with Amazon on it. And there's going to be some sellers who are like, I do sell products that Amazon does sell on. I do want to let you know that this is something that depends on the product and what price you're paying it for. But in reality, the goal when you do find someone or a product that does have Amazon selling on it, and how you know Amazon is selling on a specific product is on Keepa. It will show you this orange. That means Amazon is on it. And as you can see, Amazon has been selling this basically the whole time. Now, the one thing that I do want to let you know is that Amazon, this is their business. This is their company, right? How would you feel if you had a business, a very powerful business, and you're also selling on the selling products in your business, but you're allowing other people to come in? You're going to most likely want to sell your products first before they sell theirs. And that's just how it works, right? So my thing here is, if I'm going to sell something on Amazon, it has to be two things or two requirements. The first thing is, can I sell this lower than Amazon? And if I can, then I will totally go ahead and sell it if I still make a good solid profit. The second thing is, if it is a product that is selling thousands of items a month, right? 37,000 sales per month. This is something that could be, toothpaste. It can be anything that is evergreen, because Amazon does rotate, right? Don't get me wrong, Amazon will still rotate it to you, but if you can't beat the price and if it's not a high volume product, you most likely won't get the buy box. Okay, now with all of that being said, I want to go through the 3 steps that I verify a product, whether I should buy it or is a product I should stay away from. This can work whether you are doing online or retail arbitrage. It's just 3 main steps, right? The first step when you are sourcing a product is you want to know the history of the product. Once you understood the history of the product and you like it, you can go and see if you profit, if you break even, or you lose, right? Because if you can't profit, then there's no point whether this product is selling high volumes per month. It doesn't make sense if you're not making profit. And then from there, I'm going to go ahead and talk to you about how much or how many you should purchase, or what I do specifically, because everybody does their business differently. So that way I can give you a little bit more insight on how you can actually go ahead and verify if this product is going to sell. Okay, so I want to go ahead and go over the history of a product. And if you haven't watched it already, I have made a Keepa chart video. This basically shows you a solid history of the product. It's something that you need whether you are doing retail or online, because if you're at the store, you still need the Keepa app or you use it on the website. So in reality, this is where I'm going to get all my information. So go ahead and watch that video if you kind of get lost when I'm talking about the history of the product. So the one thing, and I've heard this from so many Amazon sellers. Yes, I do watch other Amazon sellers also create content, and most of them, and that's myself as well, we have a rule of thumb that if you're going to buy something, for example, this product, you want to be able to buy it and it also list double, right? So if I bought this for $10, I want it to be on Amazon selling for $20. And I'm going to go ahead and break that a little bit right now. But for example, let's say that this lotion, pretend it's lotion, is selling at $9 at Walmart, right? That's the listing price. So at Walmart, I'm buying this item for $6.50. So that means that I also have to consider that not only am I going to pay $6.50 from Walmart, I'm also going to be paying FBA fees. I'm also going to be paying, I'm also going to be using capital, which is the $6, and the capital is going to be stuck on this product until someone buys it, right? So capital restraint, and also have to pay shipping costs. So in reality, if I wanted to sell this and I'm paying $6.50, I'm going to want it to list around $15. That way I know if someone does come in and they buy this cheaper than I am, then in reality, I know that I have some sort of space and cushion to be able to, drop my price to be able to match that seller and be able to actually sell it. And if once I do sell it and I realize, there's a lot of sellers coming in, they're taking the price, it's not a product I should sell anymore, at least I was able to break even because I gave myself that space when it came to my product, which is really crucial and why we use the rule of thumb when we are sourcing for products to, before you check it, am I able to sell this double? And if so, then I'm going to be checking, whether this is profitable or not. And all of this that I'm showing you here is just to help you save time, because this is something that I had to learn the hard way, because, sometimes you're like, it's really close where I'm going to be like, okay, I'm going to buy this for $6 and I can sell it for $9 so I can make some solid profit. No, there's a lot of things that you also have to consider, which I've talked about right now. Now, another thing that you want to consider too is the seller's rank, right? Which is the history of the product. All of this you're going to be able to see in the Keepa chart. So number one, if a product is number one, it is selling fast. There's thousands of products selling per day. It's something that is really hot, and a lot of people are buying it on Amazon, right? So that's a great indicator. When it is at 1 million, ranking at 1 million, this is not even selling. It's basically selling every 3 months, depending on the category. So it really doesn't make sense for you to get something that's, a million, because in that category, that is the slowest product that is selling, right? That's the seller's rank. The seller's rank is just showing you how fast the product is selling. So personally, I like to keep my numbers below 300,000. Now, I know a lot of people and a lot of Amazon sellers are like, okay, let's try to keep it below 100,000, which I agree. The closer you get to number one, the better. But there are some products that do sell 5-10 times a month that still make you a good profit. They're just higher in rank, and that is completely fine, right? You got to remember there are a lot of factors when it comes to reselling on Amazon. So this is something that you can go ahead and, try it out. Try some products that have a higher rank that are 300,000. And if they do sell, then in reality, this is something that you can resell again next month. So I personally have seen that my number, the one that I will not cross, is over 300,000, unless it makes sense if it's something I'm doing through FBA and it's a heavy product and it's going to make me a solid profit, over hundreds of dollars of profit, right? Like a couch. So just keep be mindful about that. And then another thing is the buy box consistent, right? This is all you can see in Keepa. Now, I am giving you a lot of information, but when I am doing this on Amazon, this is something in my head, like, right, can I sell, is this, now I know I'm giving you a lot of information, but this is something that eventually is going to be quick, right? You're going to look at the Amazon price and you're going to be like, okay, this is $6, $9. Nope, it's not selling. And then you're going to look at the sales rank. You're going to be like, nope, it's 700,000. That's a bad sales rank. And then you're going to look at there's no buy box. Nope. So it's something that I want you to know that right now I am going deep into each of these points, but I do want to let you know that it's quick, right? When you are sourcing, I just don't want you to freak out and think this is a lot of information, right? So is the buy box consistent? Now, the buy box itself should be consistent in some sort of range, right? It shouldn't be going out like, crazy. It should be consistent in a certain range, because at least okay, this is the lowest it's going to get and this is the highest it's going to get. Can I have those margins aligned to what I'm going to be selling it at? Because you will go ahead and see that there's going to be a lot of sellers coming in and out. So just be mindful that if the buy box is consistent in specific ranges, then you're completely fine, because like I said, a lot of new Amazon sellers are going to come in, test out the products and find the product that you are selling. So I would just check the 1 month to see how much that the buy box is, and then check the 3 months, and then check 6 months, right? 6 months will tell you a big picture, but the 1 month will give you a specific micro, and it's a little bit more clear and more relatable to the present time than the 6 months, because the 6 months there might be a season where it's selling the most, like for example Valentine's Day chocolates, but at the same time those chocolates might sell at a lower price, during the year, right? So that was a horrible example, because Valentine chocolates don't sell all year, but you got the jazz. So how many times has it sold? So this is something that, you can see at the Keepa chart. As like I said before, I have made a whole video. I have 2 videos about Keepa. So every time there is a sales rank drop, there is someone who sold a product. You also have other indicators, like you'll see little triangles of the FBA sellers and the FBM sellers, right? The FBA sellers are orange, I believe, and the FBM sellers are blue. But the cool thing about that is that you can use some softwares like Jungle Scout that does give you an estimate of how many there are selling per month. But if you are someone who is beginning and doesn't have a lot of money to, invest into softwares, just look at how every time the sales rank drops, and the Keepa chart itself will also tell you a drop, right? So personally, I like to look for products that have 5 drops per month or more, only because there are going to be other Amazon sellers coming in and out. So I want to make sure that at least I can sell three to four, and let the other ones get the buy box. Because if I'm being consistent with, keeping the inventory in the warehouse, then I know I'm going to be the one who's getting the buy box. Now that you've seen the Keepa chart and you understand the history of the product, now the thing here is, can you make profit? Are you going to break even, or are you going to lose money, right? And this is something that you can either use a third-party app if you are doing retail arbitrage. Like, for example, I use Inventory Lab, so I use Scoutify 2 when I am scouting at Marshalls or TJ Maxx or Ross. But when I am doing online, I do have softwares that I use on, my bookmark up here on my computer. So, or you could also use Inventory Lab depending on all of that, right? So depending on how you do it, personally, I use Inventory Lab and Scoutify 2. It gives me the most realistic number, but my ROI minimum is 15%. And I know that's slow, but that is my minimum when it comes to high volume products. So if I am going to sell something that only sells 5 times a month, 15% is not, it's something that I'm not going to do it, right? But if this product is selling, 10,000 of them per month, and it's only giving me 15% ROI, and it's only me and another seller, we're both going to get at least, $5,000 to $8,000 just on this product, then 15% itself is solid, right? So it's one of those things that I want you to know. I am telling you what I'm doing, and then when you start selling, you're gonna be like, okay, this isn't worth it. It's not high volume, so I'm gonna look for products that give me a higher ROI, a return on my investment. Like, for example, 30, 50, 70% return on your investment, but they aren't selling as much as, the lower margins. So I just want to keep that in mind, that you got to be able to, take that risk, test some products out. Now, the dollar amount that I kind of like don't go below is $4, and that's the minimum. The minimum only because, if I'm going to be prepping this myself, I am going to take time. It's going to take time for me to prep it. On top of that, I also, have to pay other expenses. And if there's going to be products that I am like sending to, a third party who does prep it for me, they charge $1 to $2, right? So if I'm going to be, making $4 of profit, I want to make sure that I have at least some profit for myself. So if I'm going to be sending this to a third party to prep it for me and they charge me $1, I'm still going to have $3 for myself. And if it's selling, 10,000 of them per month, it's worth it in my eyes. Another thing that I want you to keep in mind is that you also have to calculate your expenses, right? Your shipping, which is including your boxes, your tape, your stickers that you're putting on the products. You're also going to be paying the Amazon FBA fees, the purchase price, which is how much capital you're going to use to buy a specific product, and other miscellaneous expenses. Like, for example, I have all of my products, sent to me at my house or a third party, and I have to pay rent, I have to pay water, I have to pay electricity, I have to pay for internet. So those are all the things you gotta go ahead and include. But there's a point where you are gonna go over that break even and start making profit, where it's so much more than what you're spending. So just keep that in mind. If it's making me profit, then I'm gonna go ahead and go to the third step and the final step, which is purchase, right? How many products should you purchase? Personally, now, I also want you to keep in mind before we go to the next one is that you can use discounts, right? Especially if you are doing online arbitrage, you can use Rakuten, but then you can also leverage credit cards. For example, Walmart has 5% cash back. Target has a red card with 5% cash back. You can go ahead and use Kohl's. Kohl's gives you cash back too. On top of that, you're going to be using your credit card. So it's one of those things that you can make more profit by utilizing all of these things. And you're going to realize that that's how you make money on Amazon. Okay, so the last step is, how do you know how many products you should purchase? If you get the green light that yes, you are making profit, yes, this is selling, this is something that you can actually sell yourself. You look at the history and it all makes sense, right? how many products should you purchase? Now, I'm going to go ahead and go over what I do and my process. But once you start doing it yourself, go ahead and be flexible, right? You are in a learning curve and you're going to start realizing what you're comfortable with and when you're not comfortable with. Personally, what I do is I use Jungle Scout, but you have to pay for that membership. So if you Jungle Scout just tells you like an estimate of how many sales there are per month. But once you do send that shipment into Amazon and you start having sales, Amazon will actually tell you, hey, you need to go ahead and, you know, put this much into your inventory. They'll give you like an estimate themselves, which they're really accurate with Jungle Scout. Okay, so if you don't want to pay for the Jungle Scout membership, you do have Keepa. Keepa is something that you need anyways. So how you can tell is when there is a drop, you know, when it comes to the sales rank, you can go ahead and count that. And you can also count how many little triangles of FBA and FBM sellers there are. That will give you an estimate of how many sales there are per month. So, once you understood how many sales there are in a specific month, which I would recommend to do the last month, right? Don't look at the 3 months or 6 months, look at the last month because it will give you a little bit more accurate data. So then from there, I want you to go to under the buy box. You're going to go ahead and see that there's so many different options of different Amazon sellers. Look for the ones that have the Prime badge. The ones who have the Prime badge or the ones that said that are being from the Amazon warehouse are FBA sellers. And count them, and that's how you're gonna know how many to buy, or that's what I do specifically. So what I do is I go ahead and count all the FBA sellers on the buy box who are selling this product, and then I divide it by the drops, right? So for example, let's say that there's this product, and in this product there is 200 drops per month, right? That's just like how many like sales ranks and like the drops, and including the FBA and FBM sellers, right? So let's just say there's 200 drops per month, and you saw that there is 6 Amazon FBA sellers, including yourself, right? You want to include yourself in this because the buy box is going to rotate. Now, I want to give you a side note. Yes, there is going to be FBM sellers, but unfortunately, the FBA sellers are going to be the one who's going to get the buy box because it is at the warehouse. So we get the luxury, we get, you know, the leverage to get the buy box first because Amazon knows that they can go ahead and ship this in less than 2 days. While when you are an FBM seller, you don't have the same Prime, you know, advantage. You have to go through the UPS store, and then the UPS store has to send it, right? While you have Amazon, you know, employees actually shipping and dropping off those products. So just wanted to let you know that, which is why I'm not including the FBM sellers on this. I only include my FBA, right? Because that's what I'm looking at. So 200 drops, 200 sales per month. And then there are 6 of us, there's 6 Amazon sellers. So around 33 sales per seller, an average, right? Of course, there's other factors like pricing and all that good jazz, but let's just go ahead and go. This is what I do. So you can either do 2 things. You can either just purchase the 33 or you test drive a smaller number of 10 to 20, right? Personally, I have a lot of experience when it comes to selling on Amazon. So when I do look at a Keepa chart and I do look at the monthly sales and how many other Amazon sellers there are, I tend to do like how many there is after you divide it, because that to me is my test drive, right? If I can get 33 sales, whether it's in that month or the next, at least I have, you know, that inventory in the warehouse. If I know I have that leverage when it comes to my profit. Now, with that being said, you want to go ahead and, you know, this is the foundation on how you know whether a product is, you know, able to make profit is by following these 3 steps and avoiding any of the red flags. Now, I know this is a lot of information and you might think like, oh my God, this is like everything you do every time you're scouting for a product. But I promise you, once you start practicing, you know, looking at the Keepa chart, you're going to know exactly what to look for without even have to think about it. You're going to be like, okay, is this double the price I paid for? What's the sales rank? What's the buy box? Has it been consistent? And then you're going to be like, can I make profit? Do I have the leverage to move around in case like someone comes in and like sells it lower? And then how many should I purchase? Well, it's simple. Just look at the Keepa chart. Keepa chart will tell you a good range of how many you should buy and resell on Amazon. Now, hopefully I was able to bring you value and actually, you know, give you a process on how to know whether a product will, sell or it's going to stay in the warehouse. Now, I do want to let you know that we don't have control of the market, right? Keep a chart, it just shows you the past. It doesn't really show you the future. So we don't have any control. Maybe there's something going on with, for example, the sunscreen, I can't remember the name. I believe it was Johnson & Johnson, if I'm correct, where that sunscreen had a specific chemical. So everybody was alerted, throw away your products, right? So what if you bought that sunscreen and then, you had to throw it away because of the whole disaster of a specific, ingredient there that it shouldn't have been. So things can go out of your hand. There are going to be times where you're going to lose money when you thought you're going to make so much profit, and you're going to regret buying that product. But just know that every loss will get you closer to a win. Don't give up just because it's so difficult to find a product. The more you practice, the closer you get to the sun. And I'm telling you from someone who, is an immigrant, who my parents didn't own their own business. I had to learn all this by myself. I was a broke college student, and now, I am selling on Amazon. I do videos for you guys here, try to educate you based on what I've learned through the whole process. But my goal here is for you to learn from my mistakes and, go beyond myself. I want you to be better than me. And with that being said, hopefully I was able to bring you value. Leave a comment down below. Let me know what you want to learn next. That way I have a good, perspective of what you need, because I haven't been an Amazon seller since, 2017. So it's one of those things where I want to bring you value, but in the same time, I need your help. So please, please, please don't forget to smash the like button, and always remember, be someone that makes you happy.